And this is a really excellent auction bidding game from Reiner Knizia, who is one of my favorite designers. And this game was actually already released in the past, and this newer version is not going to be changing too much about the game, but it will be adding some newer artwork and some nicer components, and it will feature artwork from Ian O'Toole, who did a lot of great work in the industry. So you're pretty much just getting a lot prettier version of this game, but I'm sure there will be some small rules tweaks and improvements, as well as potentially some modules and more variety added to the game. But this is definitely the game that I'm most excited about. It's from a designer that I love, and it's a game that I love, and it is a game that's already released, so you can have a lot of confidence in it because you know exactly what you're getting and it's been tried, tested, and true. But if you're not familiar with how this game plays, you're essentially trying to collect different tiles in order to score victory points by collecting different sets, because all the tiles score in different ways, and you're going to be slotting those into the different areas on your personal player board in order to track the tiles that you've collected and hopefully score the most victory points at the end of 3 rounds. But I did mention that there is a lot of variety in the tiles, and not all of them help you score victory points. Instead, some can give you some special actions or abilities, while others can actually cause disasters and cause you to lose tiles. But on a player's turn, they can take one of 3 actions. They can either draw a tile from the bag and then put it in the shared display here, or instead they can use a god tile if they have one in their possession to just take a tile from the display if there's a tile out there that they really want. Or you can trigger an auction, which allows all the players to either bid or pass on everything that you can see on the shared display, including this token in the middle, which I will get to in a second. Whenever there's an auction in this game, players will each be able to put in their bids starting from the player to the left of the player who initiated the auction, and then you're going to be essentially choosing one of the available tiles from the center of your board of different values, and each player will be able to put one of those out as their bid, and the player who put out the highest value after all players have either passed or bid will get everything in the shared display. This can happen at any time, so the board may not be as full as you see it now, which means that a lot of players might pass if there's nothing there that they really want. But for the player that did win the auction, they're going to be swapping the bid token that they used to win the auction with the one that is out on display. So they're going to be taking that one that's out on display and putting it on their own personal board face down, indicating that they've used one of their tokens, and their token is now out on display, and whoever wins the next auction will get the one that they put out there. So the different bid tokens will be getting passed from player to player, so you'll always want to keep in mind that whatever you are bidding, you are potentially giving an opportunity for another player to have that in a following round, because when it comes back to your board, it goes face down and it doesn't get flipped back up until all players' tokens are face down, and then that triggers the start of the next round and all of those get flipped back up. Since there's so much variety in the tiles, victory points can be triggered at different points in the game depending on the tiles that you've collected, but at the end of the 3rd round, players are going to be comparing their overall victory points that they've gained to that moment, and then the player with the most victory points is going to win the game. If all that sounds fun to you, definitely go ahead and follow the campaign, and that'll also get you an enamel pin added to your pledge completely for free.